All right, howdy, America.
Howdy.
Howdy! Sunday morning. We couldn't do this on Saturday because of pre-disclosed circumstances, but we're here today. PTG, Little Jake, and it's a beautiful, overcast Sunday morning, but the best part is we get to have beers and the wives are gone. So, what's this one? You got this whole new thing here.
It's a Sol Chelada. It's a breakfast beer.
Beer for breakfast. Well, shit. All right, there. Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it's a Bloody Mary, but beer.
Yeah.
You know, I am kind of hungover yesterday, slightly, so this is probably
perfect.
Yeah. I took down 10 beers at the barbecue, trying to get drunk, and then I had 2 burgers, and nope.
You're pissing in the wind there.
Yeah, you know, I got right to the bus, I'm like, oh, great.
And then you
burgers. Then
yeah.
And then it's a lost cause after that. So
yeah,
it's
no, because
like,
then you're stuffed, and then you're trying to play catch up, but yet you're pissing every 5 minutes.
You just need shots at that point. That's it. You got to go to the hard alcohol.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
The good news is I'm not completely terribly like hungover today, and it's not a big deal. So.
And it's nice that it's not scorching hot just yet.
Yeah, just yet. So it is 9 in the morning, 9:30 about, but these are actually
not bad, huh? I haven't had the Sol ones before, and I seen it and I figured why not. And
what's the alcohol content on these? 5?
3.5.
Oh, good little warm up.
Good little warm, exactly.
All right, cool. So check it out. Today's topics. We're going to start off with Home Depot. We're going to do a $50 gift card giveaway today. All you have to do is text us 323-441-6965. Enter to win. We're going to pick someone to win once we have like 1,000 subscribers. So we're giving away knives. We're giving away Home Depot gift cards. And I'm sure we'll find other cool things to give away. But today's challenge is, would you say when you go to Home Depot, you kind of know where everything is?
I'm in the vicinity most of the time.
Within the vicinity, what's that mean? Like,
I can narrow it down to probably a couple aisles. I know, like, if I need to get this, it'll probably be within these 2 aisles or so.
The general section?
Yeah, the general section. I'm not one of those people who walks in and they're like, so what do you need? And they're like, oh, I need paint. Where should I go? Like, the big sign that says paint.
The 74-year-old grandma that can help you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Sonny, what can I get for you?
Hold on a second. Let me call a manager and ask them, and then they'll come over to you. So a half hour later, no. No.
I'm with you. You have to know. Eventually, you do know. If you go to any Home Depot, you eventually know the general section that you're going to find things in.
100%.
So, Jake, I created this whole little, we're going to play a game. It's called Home Depot Trivia. And we're going to use the San Pedro store here because you probably know that one pretty well. And I'm going to ask you where to find 10 different items. And we're going to see if you can name the general vicinity or if I can stump you.
All right.
All right. So general vicinity counts as like, you know, you're going to walk in, it's going to be to the right by the garden section. It's like when the first few overs there, or you're going to the back of the store, or it's over here. You know, you got to give me a general area.
All right.
And I know where all these things are because I've purchased them.
Okay.
So.
I got you.
All right. So first question. I want a chainsaw. Where do I go?
I think it's like aisle 1 or 2. It's all the way next to the gardening section.
Ding, ding, ding. Aisle 1. You are correct. All right. So 1 for 1. I want a plunger.
Plumbing. I think it's going to be in aisle. I think it's 12 or 11, something like that.
All right. General vicinity though. If you walk into the store, where am I going?
If you walk in through the exit like I always do in the front where all the cashiers are, you go a few aisles over to your right and then hang a left.
Ding, ding, ding. That counts. All right. I want to get a Nest, like a little Nest thermostat. Where do I go?
See that?
I got him.
Well, that is either in that front aisle right when you walk in where they try and put everything on display, or it's going to be in the main aisle in electric. So when you walk in the actual entrance, I think it's that straight ahead, that big electrical aisle, which I think is aisle 6. 5 or 6, I think.
All right, so that one's close, but I have to give you a no-go because the electrical aisle does not have the Nest. It has the security cameras, but the Nest is actually located in the lighting aisle.
Really?
On the end cap of lighting. That's where the Nest is. But if you could get there, if you get to the electrical and then you're like, hey, it's not here, and then you'd like look on the outside and
why would they put it in lighting? That makes
the shit
no
out
sense.
of me. That beats the shit out of me. All right, here's another one. I want to get a whiteboard. Like, you know, the like erasable whiteboard, big 8.5 by the 4x8 sheets. This is a tricky one because I had to ask someone to find this.
The only thing that I can see is because it's the one area where I don't really go a lot. It's probably in the storage area back there where they have all the put together shelves. But I could be way off. I have no clue. That's one that I really.
Yes.
Where is it?
So you know where the cabinets are?
Yeah.
On the back aisle. It's one of those areas that you hardly will
Right
ever
next
go
to where the guys are in the back, right? Where they stock.
But on the other side where the bathroom is.
Oh, right by the flooring, where they have all the roll-up flooring, the linoleum flooring and all that.
Yeah, but even farther.
Oh,
left.
going towards the molding.
Yeah, going towards the
Okay.
molding, almost at the end of the molding aisle in the back over there.
Oh, yeah. I would have walked all over that store.
All right, so right now that's your 2 for 4. 2 for 4.
Damn.
All right, blinds.
That's in the back there, right by the linoleum.
All right, you got that one. All right, drywall.
That's over in building materials. Actually, it's right when you walk in the lumber door to the left now.
Okay, you got that one. Corrugated steel.
That's going to be a building. I think it's all the way to the left in the back.
Ding, 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 you got that one. All right, I want a ceiling fan.
That's over in lighting.
All right, you got that one. I want a mop bucket.
I think that's aisle 2 or 3 in cleaning supplies.
Damn, all right, you got that one too. I want a drill.
That's in tools right in the front there.
Okay, and then here's another trick one. I want a for sale sign.
Oh, that's right where, like in the screw aisle, towards right before you hit the middle break.
You know exactly where it is. That secret aisle. It's the secret aisle.
You walk around looking and looking and looking. There's one little cubby hole that has them.
That's it. All right, pretty good. So you've gotten, what is that, 7 out of 10?
I think 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10, if I correct myself. You missed the nest. You missed the whiteboard. No shit, you got 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Wow, that's pretty good. 80%. There you go. Cheers. Cheers to that. All right.
They do have some random stuff in there that I don't understand.
Like what?
Well, it's like you'll find carabiners in that aisle where the for sale sign is.
They also have tow hitches in that aisle.
Yeah, they do.
And then they have the hardware for cabinets.
Then there's that aisle where the hardware for cabinets is, where they have all like the tie-down straps and stuff. Yep. They get some pretty random ones in there too, in that section.
Yeah, you know, that's eventually, if you've gone to Home Depot enough, you pretty much know where everything is. And every store is a little bit different, but you know in the general vicinity of where you need to go.
Yeah, pretty much the only difference in the stores is which side everything's set up on. And some of the bigger stores, they have multiple aisles where, like the Pedro store is a little bit smaller. But like if you go to the one out in off of the 405 in Jefferson, that store is massive. I mean, huge.
I haven't gone to that one yet.
That one.
Maybe 405. Yeah, up by Marina Del Rey.
Yes.
Yep, I've been there.
And that one opens at 5 a.m.
Okay. That's the only store out there for that whole
area. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one's huge.
I walked into a Lowe's, nothing alike.
No, well, you know where Lowe's, from what I heard, Lowe's is, how do I put this? Okay, so the guy who made Home Depot, he got a divorce with his wife, and then she made Lowe's, which is why you always find pretty much a Lowe's within a mile or a couple miles of a Home Depot. She just took that and went, I'm going to do this.
So I looked this up because I thought that was an interesting topic to talk about. Turns out it's fake news.
Really?
Fake news. And
son of a bitch.
Yeah, Lowe's was actually started in like 1954 by two guys, somebody Lowe and some other guy. And the guy bought out Lowe because he liked the way that Lowe's sounded, but he kept the name, and that's how they started.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't read I know that he got divorced and it was a bittersweet or whatever,
yeah.
But that story came out to be false, and I was hoping it would be true because that would have been a hell of a f*** you.
Yo, could you imagine that one? Like, seriously, could you imagine that? So you're pretty much telling me that I'm paying for all of your stores.
Yeah, I've laid out the roadmap for you. And
yeah.
And Home Depot does I don't know, something like $40 billion a year in sales, and they have 1,800 stores, and they're massive, man.
Lowe's I've been in there a few times, only because I didn't want to continue down the road.
Oh, I like this.
Just to hit Home Depot. So I went into a Lowe's, and like you said, it is night and day difference. It's very weird because you go in expecting kind of the same deal, but all their brands are different for the most part. They carry a lot of different brands than Home Depot carries.
They have to differentiate. But they have better, I think, they have more unique finishes. Depot gives you a lot of the basic stuff.
Yeah.
But if you want, I want a little shinier knob, and it has to have a little design. I tried to buy some hardware for the closet here, and they had two styles. It either comes in polished nickel or chrome silver.
Yeah.
And that's two designs, like the flat or the curved.
Yeah.
Not much choice.
No.
So it'll be fine, but when the wife starts designing things, she may approve of it, but no, she's going to go on to a Restoration Hardware or a Lowe's or a Creighton, wherever. So
Creighton
spend too much money.
and Barrel, is it?
Yeah, Creighton Bear. I don't even know if they have that. I just know that they have trinkets and trinkets, so I figured that would qualify.
I don't even know if that's the name of it, but it sounds good. Creighton Barrel.
Cool. All right, so let me just check this camera, make sure we're all good here. Stupid crap in the news, stupid shit in the news, whatever you want to call it. It's just stuff that you're like, what are these people thinking? So anyways, 5 minutes go, and Jake, what do you got in stupid shit in the news today?
I think it was on a few days ago in Canada, in Ontario.
Oh, right by Detroit border. We used to go there and party when we were under 21.
An 18-year-old kid got caught by the cops doing 191 miles an hour.
Wow.
They're saying that he's traveling. It was in a Mercedes. I don't know the model, but it was his dad's car, and they're saying he was doing about a football field a second.
That's instant death if you hit something.
Well, you're going to go into powder.
Well, I guess it depends what you hit.
I don't think, even if you hit a bird, that's going to do damage to that vehicle, doing almost 200. I mean, NASCAR goes what, around 200?
200, 220.
Okay, so this dude's
NASCARing
it on the freeway. And as we all know, Canada don't mess around when it comes to their driving stuff.
No, man, their speed limit is 55 kilometers everywhere over there.
Yeah, so they're saying that the car got impounded for a week. His driver's license is getting suspended for at least 2 years, and he might be looking at a hefty fine.
Hefty fine's not bad, but comparatively, I think in the U.S. they'd put you in jail.
Oh yeah, you're for sure going to jail.
For reckless driving.
What I wonder is, if you get a DUI, you can't go to Canada, right? Because it's technically reckless driving or whatever you want to call it.
True.
So I'm wondering how that's going to go for him. Even though he's already there, I wonder if they're going to...
Not allow him to the U.S.?
No, I'm wondering if they're ever going to allow him to get his license back. And who's going to cover that guy for insurance?
Well, he didn't cause any damage. So technically, he might be insurable. He didn't cause $1 million in damage and do it that way.
But 191 miles an hour? That's gnarly.
You gotta love being 18, right? You're invincible.
Dude.
I don't care. I can go as fast as I want.
I wish I kept reading the story to see if I could figure out what model Mercedes it was. And all they said was Mercedes. I'm sure they don't want to name it specifically because then you have a bunch of speed demons going to buy this car.
I want this one. I want that. Well,
it's got to be one of the AMGs.
The AMG, the 6.3 turbo,
exactly.
the GT.
There's no way. It definitely wasn't an SUV.
Well, if they have a 191 mile an hour SUV, wow, that's pretty damn fast. So if you guys are listening and you know what model of Mercedes goes 191 on street legal freeway roads there, let us know. And then even with these cars, when you get them, don't they govern them? I'm assuming not, or in the U.S. do they govern them? Do you have to get it programmed?
I know that you can take the governors off, but that's here. I don't know if the rules, if it's different up there. They may give them ungoverned up there.
That, and they're actually German cars, right?
Right.
So it's not an American company.
Exactly. So when it comes here, they put a governor on it, but I don't know if it's only because they're coming here that they do that.
We'd have to look into that. But yeah, people out there listening, tell us what kind of car this Mercedes is. I'm going to bet that it's one of the 6.3 dual turbo AMGs.
It has to be. There's
like
no
the
way.
C63 or the GT or something like that.
There's no way it's. I mean, but could you imagine like a moose jumps out in front of you
Oh, death.
at 191 miles an hour?
That moose is getting.
Yeah, that thing's gonna be in your lap.
Well,
He might go under it if it's one of those smaller ones. Like he may just, if he can really Ricky Bobby it, just get right between the legs.
well, if you're moving a football field per second.
second,
I mean, so
that's-
you got to think like if you even move your steering wheel.
Just a hair.
And then you're going to get a death wobble. I mean, you're going to be straight on. That's all you can do is straight on.
I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I wonder what the freeways are like up there to be able to go that fast. Like, is it just a huge open long shot, like the I-5? That's the only area where I could think of around here where you could get up to that speed. You're not doing it on the 405. You're not doing it on the 110. You don't have a long enough stretch.
I don't think.
So it's got to be like the 5.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have some distance.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to punch you in the head, dog. I'm really not, but you're bothering me. Be quiet. Anyways, pardon our audience. We have a dog, and she wants to be in the movie. So listen, we've got a few seconds left on that one, but 191, what's the fastest you've ever gone?
In a car?
In a car.
120. I was with my cousin. He had an old GT, I think it was like a 92 Mustang that he did a bunch of stuff to, and he had over 600 horsepower in it, and it was
Epic.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, it's sketchy, and worse is going real fast on water.
Hydroplaning?
Well, no, like in a boat.
Oh.
That same cousin was behind the wheel of a speedboat, and we got from here to Davies Locker over in the other side of Long Beach there in about 5 minutes. You hit water and you're in the air, and then water and then you're in the air, and there's nothing to grab onto, and all you can think is if one little weight comes, there's nothing holding you into this boat. You're just sitting there. The wife was in the back screaming at me, and I'm like, I'm not driving. Why is this my fault?
Dimey! All right, so third topic of the day today, we're going to talk about cured meats. This includes jerky, this includes anything that can be cold smoked. Basically, you can leave it without refrigeration. And in our current pandemic, people went wild at the beginning of the grocery store.
Oh boy,
everything was
did they.
empty, and I also read some report that beef jerky sales were up 187%. And
I'm sure.
I mean, it is the go-to food.
Well, and you got to figure, like you said, it doesn't need to be refrigerated.
No.
So if you're really stocking up on stuff, you don't want a bunch of perishables.
Absolutely not.
And then God forbid, like you do what my wife does, where she like loads everything right in front of the motor in the freezer, pretty much.
The fan.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, don't do that. No, it's cool. If this goes out, we're done.
You creating the back pressure.
Yeah.
Work for the compressor.
Yeah, you're like, hey.
Okay, see, you dumbasses, I told you. They are kids.
Yeah.
Man, friggin'.
Can't stop fucking with these things.
Anyways, just on that, we're gonna have to have more beer. All right, so back to our topic. 5 minutes, we're gonna talk about cured meats, and 5 minutes go. So, as we were saying, jerky sales are up, people went bananas, everyone wants the non-perishable proteins, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So, in lieu of this topic, I've got a taste test for you, Jake. And this comes from, it's called a Kentucky ham. It's a fully cooked ham, but it's cured the old school style way. It hasn't been refrigerated in, who knows, maybe 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, a year.
Cured with salt, brown sugar, red and black pepper.
That's it, old school methodology. And apparently,
simple, stupid.
That works.
Yeah.
And this guy, his name's Tim. He's got a place in Kentucky, and this is all he does. And he makes all sorts of different hams. But this is, in the ham world, like sodium nitrate, they do all this stuff. But this is like a 1945, 1954, something 1940, 50 recipe that he's had. And that's it. It's just ham, cured, doesn't need any refrigeration, and it's good to go. So have at it. Let's try it out here. And just so you guys know, I do professionally as a job that pays my bills. I'm in the meat space, cured meats, jerky, smoking meats, that whole category. So I know some things about things. I hope, at least. Maybe I don't, but it doesn't matter. And Jake is going to be my guinea pig today. So
I like it.
I've tried this, and I'm going to see what he thinks.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Do you consider it safe?
100%.
All right, see, there you have it, guys.
That's good. That's actually,
You think you throw it on a pan, cook it up like bacon?
yeah, because it's real thin. It's not like,
Oh, wow. That's super excellent.
yeah.
Do you think you could sell, like if you saw that at the store, would you get a piece of that? Like if it was wrapped with like a pre-made sandwich?
100%. That's exactly what I was thinking of doing with it, is like you put that in a sandwich. That's really good though. That's surprisingly, it wasn't really what I was expecting.
What were you expecting? Oh, that's cool.
I don't know what I was, I was expecting like the flavor to be completely different.
No, it tastes like ham, just
Yeah.
a little bit saltier ham.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking though, that it was going to taste something completely different than ham though.
Isn't it amazing that, you know, all these old school recipes are been around, but no one does them anymore? They're like a lost trade.
And I don't understand that. Like, why reinvent the wheel?
Well, time, right? So to cure this thing, you have to put them in, you have to hang them and let them sit for months. So it's not like, for instance, jerky nowadays. You can cure
Right.
jerky, I can cook it, be done with it in 4 hours.
Right.
This stuff, the way they cured this, you got to let the ham and the sugar and the salt
All soak
sit
in.
there and be in a 70-degree temperature room, and then eventually it gets to this stage, which, you know, time is of the essence. So I get it. Oh, look, it's a ghetto bird. No. So back to the cured meat stuff. So jerky back in the day, cowboy. You know, shoots his kill, has all this extra meat. What does he do? He cuts it into thin slabs, sticks over the horse's back, puts the saddle on top of it, goes cross country. Horse sweats, all the sweat and the salt comes out, cures the meat. And voila, you have jerky.
Really?
Yeah, true story. I mean,
That's fucking awesome.
yeah, same thing. So they've got this thing called biltong. Probably heard of, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's basically the South African version of cured meat. And it's very done similar style like this.
Real thin. I've noticed all the cured stuff is always
It has to be.
real thin.
You'll never penetrate
all of it.
well, you can, because they do whole sides and they do like a cold smoke and it'll sit there. But same thing, that's a 3-month process for making
that's
that happen.
gnarly.
And yep, we got you. Thank you. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever it might be. But yeah, so that's how jerky came about. And the biltong, same thing. It's just air dried. So they literally stick it right now. The popular home way method is in a cardboard box, and you cut it really, really thin. You cure it with vinegar, salt, spices, and you just let it hang. And the meat dries out, and it's pretty much good for who knows how long.
Yeah, that's what I always wondered.
How long?
How long? I mean, obviously it's going to last a long time, especially when it's packaged. But how long would this last
In that package?
before?
You know,
know what I mean?
I've never done the test, and I'm sure we could find some people that have had jerky forever, but
And then does it go bad?
so I've got a story for you. So I've got a guy that just emailed in on this little email, and he says, hey, finally got my product, not your fault. I'm like, okay, so further down the thread, he ordered something in 2015. 2015, right? And he gets his package, or he didn't get the package, right? His neighbor, literally 2 weeks ago, comes over, knocks on his door, is like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, I have your package. And he hands him a package of jerky.
2015.
Yeah, so that's been 5 years. And I'm waiting for him to email me back, but we said, listen, if there's no mold on it, go for it. So we know we have at least 5 years stable.
That's pretty damn good.
I mean, the truth is, if you keep it out of oxygen like this, and it's contained, it should
and it's
last
not
for a
in like
long time.
Bunch of heat, probably, right?
Yeah.
It should last for
Inevitably, I guess. But you know, I guess everything has an expiration.
not Twinkies.
Not trinkets. You know what else? I was at your grandma's house in Washington, and she has all the canned foods.
Yes, she does.
She has all the canned foods,
Yes,
right?
she
So
does.
I thought, hey, it'd be a great idea. I'll try some of this stuff. So I got like, I opened up a thing of pecans or like nuts or whatever she had stored. And anyways, check it out. So more technical difficulties. If anyone can give us pointers on this Sony A7 II on why it just stops recording for some effing reason. I don't know why, it just stops. Would love to figure that out because it's cutting content that we need. We lost a little segment. And to close off, yeah, whatever. We're going to talk about appliances. Do you know why we're going to talk about appliances? Because we as men get to pick them and usually buy them, and usually the wife kind of defers to us and says, you figure it out, honey. You figure it out, you know that stuff. I'm like, actually, damn right I do. Or I think I do.
And then when it goes bad, it's our fault.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So cheers to that. Cheers to appliances. So my first, we're talking about appliances because I had air installed. And there should be a picture, probably put up right here, of the air unit, blah, blah, blah. It's a Rudd. It's a 3.5 ton AC condenser thing. And I got the whole new furnace and redid the whole thing. Jake, you have air at your house?
Yeah.
How often does your wife run it?
She runs it a lot, and I run it a lot because, like I said, I'm always hot.
That's what it's for.
So she gets mad because even like in the wintertime, yeah.
So she gets mad at you.
Yeah, 'cause she's like, damn it, it's cold outside. Like, why do you have the air on? I'm like, I'm hot.
Shit, that's exactly how my wife is.
So
friggin' middle of winter, windows open.
Yeah,
and,
100%.
All right.
Like I tell her, it's a lot easier for you to put more blankets on.
All right, so I don't know if you saw the unit over there.
Yeah.
Big, right?
Yeah.
Do you know why it's big? Because I got the energy efficient one. Which, listen, I mean, it's a good 20% bigger.
Yeah,
I would say it's
yeah.
big. It's 20% bigger than your standard unit. It's a 3.5 ton unit for anyone that knows appliance air conditioning is out there. But I realized to that point, I know my wife's habits, she's gonna run this thing. It's gonna be 24/7. I'm like, man, my power bill's already high. Get the energy efficient one. So got the energy efficient one. Now I'm afraid of what my power bill's really gonna be. And how much these things actually draw. I got the 17 SEER, or 16 SEER, 17 SEER.
I mean, it's gonna draw. Don't get me wrong, but the energy efficiency is should help you out. But then again, like you said, if you would normally run one that's non-energy efficient for 6 hours, now you have the energy efficient one. Like, well, the hell with it. Let's just run it for 12 or 15.
Just run that. It's energy efficient.
It's energy efficient. Like, what's the big deal? We're saving money by using it technically.
Technically, no.
Yeah, so I don't really know how much it's gonna save on that end.
We're gonna find out. I'll let you know how that power bill goes. So when I first moved in here, back to energy efficiency, I had stupid hot tub. Never had a hot tub.
Oh yeah, that
Moved in September. Power bill fine. All of a sudden, here comes October, November, December, and the power bill is like $450.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the is going on here? And then
hot tub.
fucking hot tub.
Hot tub. It
hot
draws
tub.
a grip.
Oh yeah, electric heating. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Horrible idea.
Oh, anyway, so that thing is gone now. Well, it's gonna be gone. But back to other. What's the last appliance you bought?
Deep freezer.
Deep freezer?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you look at any of the energy efficiency stuff, or was it just deep freezer, it fits, good to go?
Yeah. Deep
to go.
freezer. It's gonna fit in my garage, and I don't need like one that I could put, a fucking Mack truck into. So I figured this will work, and that's that.
It needs to freeze 4 full cows.
Yeah, exactly. I want a whole herd in my garage at all times. Like, no, so it fit, and I went, okay, sweet. And I think, to be honest with you, I think all of the deep freezers now are almost
Energy saver efficient or
Yeah.
energy saver.
I think so. So I didn't pay much mind.
They
to
got to
that.
put battery backup units on those things. They
Well,
should.
that's the problem with them, which is why I'm constantly getting on my wife about don't stuff this thing to the brim, because if it goes bad, everything in there is done.
Yep. You probably have at least like 8 hours to save it.
Yeah, but the problem is if it goes bad at night, and then no one goes out there till the following day when we're doing laundry or something, you know, over 12 hours lapse.
Do they have alarms that'll go beep, beep, beep?
Yeah, but it's out in the garage.
Bluetooth. Fucking should text you.
Oh,
Like, listen, I bought a smart fridge. So it'll go into the second segment of things that suck, but bought a smart fridge, and guess what it is? It's Wi-Fi enabled to troubleshoot. I'm like, the fuck am I going to troubleshoot with the Wi-Fi? I don't know. I don't even know, but it said it's Wi-Fi. I'm like, okay, whatever. But my wife could let me pick it. That's the exciting part.
Yeah.
I get to pick the appliances and the TVs.
yeah.
I get to pick the appliances and TVs.
Small battles that you win.
Small
It's
battles.
all about small victories.
Yeah, exactly, honey. I'm going to pick that one. It makes me feel manly about it. It's mine. Done.
Yeah.
Anyway, so appliances, yeah, air conditioning, picked one up. Jake's got a deep freezer. Other exciting things, I do need to get a new TV. So we'll talk about what TV to get, because you go online and it's like LE this, OELED, and LCD, and blah, 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 blah. This one has Alexa, and this was the 19 extra, I don't even know. There's so many stupid features I don't even understand. I just want to turn on. The Alexa thing sounds nice, right? Channel 348.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you really have to look at those options and are you going to really use them?
Yeah, so that'll be a whole
And
different
it's a
segment.
whole nother thing that can go wrong with the TV, and then the TV doesn't f***ing work. Right?
Then, is it listening to you at all times?
That's the other thing.
Is that thing listening to you at all times?
It has to, because if it's waiting for you to say Alexa, that means it's listening 24/7.
There you have it. Well, Big Brother, you win. You get to listen to everything you want. A little computer analyzes what I said, and then,
You get a knock at your door.
yeah, my friggin' Minority Report all day long.
Exactly.
You know, so speaking of that, I've been looking at, you know, I looked online, I was like, oh, you know, I've been on Gun Broker, and I've been looking at cool guns and
Yeah.
this and this. And a lot of these fully automatics, people want like $10,000. Like I saw some guy selling like a Mac 10 19 pre-86, because that's the whole FFL law, and it's like $9,000 for this gun. I'm like, the fuck am I gonna pay you $9,000 for that gun? That's not worth $9,000. You can go in the black market over here, I guarantee you it's $1,000.
Well, the big thing is, with a fully automatic, what are you really gaining on that?
Nothing.
You're just gonna expend a shit ton of ammo. So all of a sudden, your few hours that you wanted to spend at the range, you're done in 20 minutes. Because you're just blowing through ammo like no one's business. And then everybody you know who goes with you is gonna want to shoot it as well. Yeah, so now all of a sudden you better take 1,000 rounds with you just to go shooting for the day.
That's $400.
Yeah, that's my whole point. So everything starts exponentially adding up.
It sounds cool though.
It sounds great.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so looking at fully automatic stuff, I'm like, oh wow. And I was like, you know, I know that you can 3D print this crap.
Oh, 100%.
So then what do? I'm like, oh, 3D printed M2, 50 cal.
Yeah.
Guess what? Some guy in England did the whole gun in a 3D print. And I'm like, wow. And then I got a little bit farther, and then there are these guys over here in Arizona, and guess what they had? They had a suppressed M2. And I was like, wow. And it literally,
Yeah.
I mean, those are fucking shells, bro.
Yeah.
That'll take down helicopters. It'll take down.
Yeah,
I mean, mine.
you're-
I mean, it'll actually. A 50 cal will pretty much damage everything but a tank.
Yeah, 50 cal is what they originally made them for, was for stopping vehicles, from what I understand.
Oh, it'll stop.
So
a
like
vehicle.
if a convoy would come through, you could throw one through the engine block in the front and throw one through the engine block in the back, and now everything in the middle is trapped, and then it's just shooting fish in a barrel at that point.
Yep.
And then I believe it was Carlos Hathcock, a Marine Corps sniper in Vietnam, who was like, let me see that thing, I'm gonna put a scope on it. And then he started shooting soft targets with it, people. So, I mean,
And then the Barrett was created.
yeah, the Barrett, that's a monster. It's got a free floating barrel in there.
That's
That
10
thing-
grand too, and you could just buy it yourself. But
Where are you gonna shoot that around here though?
you're not.
You're not.
You're not. It's
So
literally a vanity. Like, ooh,
So
look
you're
what I
gonna
have.
sit there and look at it,
Listen,
and then
if
you're gonna
you-
wonder.
If you live in the city, you're probably fine with just a handgun, just personal protection if you want it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Didn't some guy show? What did you came over today? What did you say about the whole shirt thing?
Oh yeah, the guy gave me.
This is fucking great. You guys got to listen to this.
I walked out of 7-Eleven and there's a guy standing there and he looks at my shirt and he's like, you know that shirt's offensive. I said, well, I'm an offensive guy. F you.
Show him shirt. Show him shirt.
It says, Allegiance, stay true, defend the second. And he goes, that shirt's offensive. I said, I'm an offensive guy. F you, have a good day, bud. And got in my truck. Now, granted, like we talked about, he could have just been being a smart ass. I can't tell, though, because you can't see anyone's facial expressions because everyone's got a mask on.
Yeah.
So I could have just pulled the biggest dick move ever there. I don't know, though.
What kind of car did he get into?
He got into a big-ass Jeep. That's why just nothing added up. I was confused. I sat there for a few minutes like, what just took place right now? Like, I don't know if he was being serious or if he was just screwing with me or...
My gut, I would say my gut feeling, just the fact that he got into a Jeep with a lift kit was maybe he was being like on your team and being a smart ass.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. But then again, we're in California, so who the fuck knows?
See, now I feel like a dick. But
well, he probably appreciated it.
I mean, I don't know. I just, like I said, and my mask that I wear has an American flag on it. So I don't know if he was just, like I said, trying to be a smart ass or if he was being serious.
Who knows? If you find us, let us know. Send us a message. Text us 323-441-6965. And remember, we're giving away a $50 Home Depot gift card. All right, so appliances, listen, yeah, get the energy efficiency. I'll let you know how that power bill goes.
Yeah.
All right, let me just make sure this camera isn't up again. We're going to have to shotgun beers one of these days, too. All right, so if you guys have suggestions, Home Depot, we love Home Depot. I absolutely love Home Depot. Like, if I could go to any store, I'd go to Home Depot. I like Best Buy, but the only problem with Best Buy is I'll just go online and shop it somewhere else.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I go to Best Buy to kind of find my starting point with prices.
Yeah.
And then I start looking online like, well, this is $50 cheaper if I buy it here. Yeah. And oh, look, I found it for $100 cheaper. And then I just end up getting pissed off that Best Buy is gouging prices.
Yeah. I was fired from Best Buy twice.
Really?
Yeah. Once for giving away my employee discount. And then when I was a Sprint rep working at Best Buy, giving away someone else's employee discount.
That's sweet, though. Like, you can't be the first guy to do that. They have to know going in that when you give people employee discounts like that.
It was significant. Like, car audio stuff was like 50% off.
Oh.
And appliances were like 40% off.
See, that's where you're messing up. You could have just been buying shit and then selling it.
Yep. Could have been. I was like 18 though. I didn't know any better.
I guarantee you there's a bunch of people doing that. Like they go to one guy who works there and he's bought 75 TVs in a year. You know what I mean?
You need 75 TVs?
Like, what do you got? Well, I just want a whole house full of them.
And we're going to go into our next segment, which is products that suck. And this kind of ties into the whole appliances side because I had to get a new fridge. I was so I'm going to we'll snap a photo. It's called a Crosley fridge right here. Put the picture right here. But anyways, it's a Crosley fridge. The model number was like something in 2004, whatever. It's a dual-sided thing with a water crap, and it came with the house, and we just never changed it. But every drawer on the wall is broken. Everything in there is just broken. Like the longevity of this thing is just terrible.
Hence why they left it.
Well, exactly. That's why they left it. It's like, I don't want this piece of crap.
Yeah.
And so I had to go, shop for fridges, and I got the new fridge, the appliances. But I would like to say, if you find, just because a brand is, $20 cheaper, $100 cheaper, and it's got some off-brand thing and it looks pretty, there's usually a reason behind it.
There's a big reason behind it.
They've skimped on something, okay? They've skimped on something. And I've learned through buying things, it's like, listen, yes, you can be cheap on some stuff, but there are some things that if it's going to be in your house for a long time, and you want to buy it once, buy it right. Buy it once, buy it right.
And if it breaks down, it can cause a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
Like a washer and dryer, like shit just starts leaking.
Oh,
and causes a bunch of water damage, or a fridge where a water line breaks because they use plastic nuts instead of metal. Just stuff like that. It's not worth the little bit you're going to save in the front end.
No, it's not. It's like the easy way to explain it is, I want it to last forever. I want it to last forever is the way to buy it.
Yeah.
So buy the best. Anyway, so I bought the, what did I get? I got a LG smart fridge, 36-inch counter depth. Nice. And trust me, my wife told me I was obsessing about it because I was looking at every fridge and then this and this and every detail. And like, honey, I just want to make sure that when I get, and I'm planning out that I eventually want matching appliances where I can have them.
That's the big thing.
And I want to make sure that the ice maker doesn't suck, because your Uncle Mike bought a Samsung fridge. The ice maker is this big.
Yeah.
It holds 2 cups for ice, and then it's done. I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I use, I like ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other thing that sucks? White cooktops. Same thing. You take a picture, it's going to go right there. I don't know what brilliant, I get it. You're like, hey, I'm Mr. Designer. Everything's going to be white. Do you know how much of a pain in the ass it is to fix a white, or clean a white countertop, stovetop thing?
I think the white ones are for people who don't cook a lot.
Oh, they're just there for looks.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like, we got my Nana an electric cooktop because she burned through her old one, right? So
How
we
do you
got her.
burn through a cooktop?
My grandmother cooks for an army of people, and there's two people.
Bipa.
Yeah, and there's two people
Yeah.
showing up.
And then she forces it down your food.
Yeah. So we got her this electric one, and thinking that because whatever the reason was, we got her this one. Found out real quickly that this is not meant for someone who cooks a lot. The top, it was white. The top of it is jet black and everywhere on it, and it's not meant for people who cook. Then it took forever to heat up because there's this layer of, I don't know what it was on there. And when my grandmother makes homemade sauce, like that's a few hourly deal, and it just, yeah.
Gas is the way to go for her.
Well, for her, like just a blowtorch. She cooked.
Commercial kitchen. I need the stainless steel 40 burner.
Like if anybody
Look at this,
needed,
Jake. We're being blessed right now. Being blessed.
If anybody needs like a commercial kitchen for one person cooking, it's her. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Appliances that suck. So therefore, white countertops or white white cooktops. Terrible, terrible, terrible idea.
Yeah.
Just terrible. It gets so dirty so quick. You boil some water and the water gets out and it stains it brown. It's terrible. Oh man, Crosley brand fridge, terrible off-brand stuff. I don't know. What else you got? Didn't you say someone bought some LG stuff?
Yeah, my buddy bought a brand new LG washer and dryer, and I guess when they came out to hook it up, they just check for leaks. They don't run a cycle. So they turn the water on, and all of a sudden, there's no leaks. We're out of here. It's your deal now. So they go to wash, and it's not working. So they call technical support. Well, did you download the app onto your phone? No, I didn't do that. Well, that's probably what the problem is. So then they download the app, right? So the app gets downloaded, and now it still doesn't work. So then they call back and, well, didn't they run a cycle? No, they didn't. Well, I don't know what you want. You should have made sure that they ran a cycle. Now, my buddy does construction, so now he's sitting there messing with the thing. Finally gets it working. But
what was it?
Something in the app was not checked, right? So it won't work. It wouldn't work.
Okay, appliance manufacturer, I gotta jump in. Like, why do you make it so complicated? I just want to press the button. I don't want to use my app. Why do I have to use four different systems to use one thing?
I asked him, I go, why did you buy the one that needed the app on there?
What if you don't want an app?
And he goes, well, I thought it would have been cool, we were out or something and we decided we were going to wash laundry. And I'm like, but you had the preemptive thought to put your laundry in there before you left.
What are you gonna do? Just like, I forgot to start it?
So you just forgot to start it. You went through all of that, taking it into there and putting it in, putting detergent in, and then you walk away?
I'm
and
just
then
gonna start it.
Hours later, you're like, oh, I didn't do that. Here, watch this. I'm like, how many times are you gonna use that app?
What if your internet goes down?
Well, and my buddy is a lot like me, not the most internet savvy people, technical savvy people. So I'm like, you're gonna end up shit whipping your phone across the room because this thing doesn't work. You're gonna end up kicking the washers. Like, I can see it already.
Piece of crap.
So yeah, so I'm interested to see how long this lasts.
Point of the story: don't buy the thing that requires an app to use it.
Yeah, why? Like I said,
Why?
Why would you need to turn on your dryer in the middle of the day?
I just wanted to start it. Get a good cycle.
I go,
going.
you're going to use it in the beginning just because you're going to show people, look at this, I can start my... I do this right here. And after a while, you're going to forget it's there, and then you're going to click buttons, and then your shit's not going to work, and you're going to get pissed off, and I don't know.
All right, well, I'm with you on that one. It's unnecessary levels of technology for no good reason.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Use the app if you want to.
Sure. But why?
Why? Press the button, start, walk away, come back.
Yeah, when it's done, it's done.
It'd be different if it was like press the button, now it starts folding my clothes for me.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. When we get to that point, then I'll buy that version.
Yeah, I'll buy that version. It does it all for me. Just press the button.
Until we get there, though, I'm going to walk away from that.
All right, well, there you go. Don't buy things with apps that are required to use it. Jake, the floor is yours. What do you want to talk about? I mean, what is... we have our wives, which are... You know, we could talk wives story forever. So here's a funny. So, you know, for a promotion, I go on to Facebook and I join some groups, and one of them's like the Husband's Lounge. I'm like, okay, I'll join that one. It has like 100,000 people. We could share our podcast and our theories. And I post the things like, you know, wives and women, blah, 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 and then Mother's Day stuff. And then the moderator deletes the video, and it just says, things not to say to your wife. Next thing you know, there's like 114 posts follow up with it. It's like, it goes to, calm down, just relax.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Oh man, it got pretty interesting.
Not that big of a deal.
That's exactly what happened. And people just started going wild on it. I'm like, oh wow. So there is a whole culture of people out there. Listen, Dimey, I swear to God, these dogs, I'm telling you, they can't sit still. Sit. Whole subculture of people out there that love their wife, but man, it is the yin and yang of the man-woman relationship of struggles and this, and we have a whole topic about it, but I don't want to get in trouble. So floor is yours. You pick a topic and let's go. First word that pops in your head.
Guns.
We can talk about guns. I love guns. And we are going to do a rifle test. We just have to figure out that day that we'll go out to the desert, we'll load up the car. I wonder if we would get stopped right now out there. We're going to have to do some forum searching.
That, I don't know.
If you're in the Southern California area and you know, I know of one place that I accidentally stumbled upon. It's by Joshua Tree and it's off Devil's Ridge Road. And it's off of the 210 freeway, right up there. And went to Joshua Tree, had the Jeep, went four-wheeling down this whole, you know, back thing out of the Joshua Tree Park. And next thing you know, I'm rolling through, and everyone's just pow, pow, and it's just it's deserted back, you know, mountain desert area, and everyone is just out there shooting.
I wonder if all that stuff is open though.
Well, it's all off-grid anyway.
Yeah, but I wonder if they closed. I don't know if they. A lot of times, like when stuff.
When it's a known area.
Yeah, like they'll go put barriers in front of it or a gate or something to where.
I personally think that the farther you get away from the city, the more
lenient they are.
The more American they are.
Yeah.
The more not this. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this.
There's got to be an area where we can go and just shoot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find some. So there you go, folks. If you find some cool areas that we know of,
or you know of any,
send them our way.
Please.
And we've got a whole arsenal of cool things in Southern California that'll go take. You know, we'll shoot stuff.
Yeah.
Back to
I'd be interested in doing that. I'm just wondering where.
Where and how do we schedule it? We know how to schedule it. We're gonna get wives spa day.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, honey, next Saturday, we got a babysitter.
Yep. And
you get a masseuse to come to the house?
Yeah. And
they'll wear a mask?
We'll be back later.
Yeah. Here's an interesting topic. What do you do with your wife? So I've got a friend text me and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to get my wife out, but she won't do anything because she's taking this thing really seriously with the social distancing. What can we do?
That's a hard one because I know certain people who are kind of feeling that way. And then I know the opposite side of that as well, where they're like, this is bullshit. You know that wearing a mask for too long is actually detrimental to your health. And I'm like...
Whatever, right?
I'm like, well, I'm first off, no one's telling you to go run a marathon with the mask on.
Which, speaking of That's just a whole nother dumb dick topic.
Yeah. So
I have decided that you cannot be my friend if you're exercising with a mask.
yeah, and don't look, if you're the only one in your car, you don't need to drive with the mask on. I see it all day long, and I just look at them and I'm like, there's nobody else in your car. Why do you have a mask and gloves on right now?
I have forgotten. And back to the glove thing. How does that even help? I touched something with the coronavirus. It's now on my glove. And then I
touch yourself. So
and then it literally, it's like
just wash your hands.
Counterproductive.
Just wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. It's not rocket science.
And it's not like it's freaking chemical. What do they got? The mustard gas?
Yeah, no.
Come on.
I don't.
But then again, no, not everyone was born brilliant. We need lots of ditch diggers. So
yeah, I just don't. There's so much about it that I don't understand. I was listening to the radio that this one guy, he was in the food industry and the restaurant shut down and everything, so him and his mom got together and started making masks, and in a month they had a $20,000 profit.
Good for them. Now they're
shit.
Huh. Speaking of masks, here's one that's going to piss you off. Do you know that California bought $1 billion worth of masks from China? I got the whole article right here.
Well, how does that make sense?
Listen, I got this sent from my guys in Michigan, right? So, Rob, that's you, Rob. Thank you for the article. Anyways, California did a purchase order of the N95 masks, $1 billion of masks, and then they got them, and they're all defective. They're weird. Yeah. And let me quickly scratch my head and go, do you know you have $1 billion? Do you know how many people you can put to work by making masks here in the country? Come on. You could save the entire Los Angeles economy just by doing that.
Yeah.
Just by doing that. And yet you dumb dicks are buying stuff from China.
China, which is where it came from.
And on top of that, it's defective. Ta-da! Brilliance not needed because it's so common sense. And
if
there's
it
the
makes
problem.
Too much sense, then it must be wrong.
Forget about it. And then it makes you really think, what is the real motive? What is the real situation going on there? Because I cannot see somebody truly making an honest mistake about doing this.
No.
Come on.
How many masks could you buy for $1 billion? You're telling me that many people made mistakes? Accidentally?
Yeah, you know what's happening. Someone's getting greased.
100%.
Someone has handlers. Yeah. Someone has political relationships, or somebody has some dirt on some. Who knows? But it's basically bullshit.
Somebody has stock in that mask company that they bought it from.
Exactly.
That
we'll find out.
We could throw $1 billion towards them,
6
and all of a
months
sudden,
later.
Yeah.
And this is one of those stories that they don't talk about in the news. They just
because that'll just enrage.
Oh, exactly.
That'll
and they're not talking. Look, I'm gonna send this to you guys, and listen.
That's why. I'm
gonna post the link right here. It's gonna be in this video part right here. California spends $1 billion on faulty masks, deemed faulty by the federal government after they inspected them because the Fed paid for it. And then on top of that, it's
naturally.
Jesus, I just want to smack somebody. And why does that person still have a job? In any corporate world, any traditional business situation, you're gone.
You're out.
And actually, you should resign for making that dumb of a move.
Yeah, whoever made that call needs to just go.
And this is what it comes back to now. And you wonder why no one trusts the government. You guys do dumb dick moves like this. You don't talk about it with anybody. You don't rationalize it in any way. You know that you got millions of people out of jobs that could. Listen, you pay me, I will make masks. I guarantee you, if you're hurting, you can find a job and you can make masks, or you can do something.
Especially when you have $1 billion to spend on them.
Yeah, just pisses. I mean, that stuff pisses me off.
I mean, how much could it actually cost to make a mask?
Well, I'll look further into it and see what the per mask cost is. Watch, it's probably some stupid thing like, oh, it's $23 a mask. For $1 billion, you got 1 million masks.
Well. When Home Depot had masks, you would go in there and you would buy
30 packs.
You'd buy like a 20 pack or something for, I think it was like $20 or 25, $30. Yeah, it was right around $1 a mask, maybe a little over $1 a mask. Yeah. Now, like I went to a paint store and they were selling, I think it was 10 masks, a box of 10 of the N95s, and it was 50 something bucks. And I'm like, how does that happen? Like, I get it, there were a smaller paint store, so stuff's gonna be a little more expensive, but $50, like, so right around $5 a mask.
Yeah, that's the going price with the street hustlers.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not even any fine. Those are like tampon masks or panty masks that they put out there.
Well, the problem is that they just, now they sit there, like when you go into the stores, it says either a scarf or a bandana or a mask. Needs to be worn, mandatory. So you got a bunch of bandits walking around, and I'm surprised that nobody's
robbed the bank.
Oh my God, I'm waiting for it.
This is the prime opportunity for criminal, because what's going to happen is everyone's getting restless now.
Yeah.
Crime is down. Wait till they go. Someone's going to they're going to be smoking one and be like, light bulb.
Yeah.
Why don't we go rob a bank with a mask?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a mask on.
Everyone's got a mask on.
And I completely agree that this hasn't happened
Like
yet. Or they're not promoting it. The media is not
that might
pushing
be the other thing. Because on my way over here, I seen a couple walking, and it looked like they just left the Colorado ski resort, like in the middle of winter. It was a mask that went up to their nose, and they both had sunglasses on, and then a hat pulled down. So there wasn't really, and it was the full mask that covered above the ears all the way down, that gets tucked into your shirt.
Oh, so yeah.
So I'm like, you're not going to be able to say, oh, it was that guy.
No, it's anybody.
It's anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. It'll be interesting.
I'm with you. I think that it just hasn't been covered.
Yeah, they're just not talking about it because you don't want to just ignite a fire under a bunch of these people who haven't already thought about it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
shit, that's all I got to do is go in there with a mask, and then I can just take whatever I want.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh. All right, Jakey. It's a closing time. We love you, America. Remember, text us 323-441-6965. Today, $50 gift card to Home Depot giveaway. It'll be sent to you digitally. Listen, I have like 1 million American Express points. I have lots of gift cards to give away. Totally, just keep it coming. And we're gonna rotate between knives, guns. I don't know. Can you give away a gun? I don't know. We're gonna research the legal topics. We're gonna give away gun parts. But knives, absolutely. Listen, we're a big fan. It can only be American made. If it's not made in America, we don't want it.
Yeah,
End of story. Don't want to deal with it. So right now, Gerber is in the top running. We would love to talk to a bunch of custom knife guys. So if you want to come on the show. Also, we are talking with, we have a cousin, brother-in-law between us, Jimmy Struberg. He's down in Orange County, and he's roommates with what was he? He was
a Recon Marine. Ex-Recon Marine.
Recon Marine that's done some knife fight training, so he's going to come on and chat with us. And he's done, did he do an Afghanistan tour, or did he do a tour? We'll find out. I know
he did the tour. I know he's done. I don't know where he did them at.
Yeah. So we want to talk to guys like you. Listen, stay strong.